Hallelujah! Hello everyone, so welcome to the channel. I'm going to do a quick video on my team, how it's going this week, and plans going forward, because it's another quick turnaround. Really, the game's going so fast. Really enjoy this time of year, coming up to Christmas. Loads of games, loads of football, and let's see what's going on. So here we go, have a look at the team. So far so good. I mean, Jesus or Jesus, my prayers have been answered so far. He got 11 points, and the previous week it looked like he wasn't. It was maybe a bad move. I'd swapped Watkins out. I was, I thought that was a big mistake, and mainly because Watkins looked like he might not play, and then he did play, and he got a load of points. And this week was quite nice that Watkins didn't score, and so that means that Jesus is kind of the standout in my team. And I've had a couple of decent players here so far. I'm recording this before the Thursday night games because it's such a quick turnaround, and I've got like a free half an hour or so now to just bang out a video. So let's do that. And the team so far is doing quite well. This graphics from live FPL.net. It's a great website to use if you want to check on your current score, because it shows the live score. And I've so far gone up to from 1.9 million to 1.296 million. So the big green arrows so far. Obviously, that it will change after tonight's games, and maybe will be a red arrow. Hopefully, it'll still be a green arrow. So I'm just waiting on those other games, and I'll be hoping for a clean sheet for Newcastle, really, having brought in Dubravka for Turner. So don't know how those games have gone so far, or how they're going to go. So hopefully, I mean, this is a rare green arrow for me so far. When you're this far down in the ranks, you get any kind of decent week, and it really shoots you back up a bit, and it looks very nice. It's a really enjoyable part of the game. So I've got to take what I can at the moment, because I'm not doing particularly well. And so far then, so Saliba, I mean, that was there've been some really great games recently, and some bit surprising on some of them maybe, but high scoring games. So lots and lots of goals all the time. Who needs like expensive defenders? You can just have really cheap defenders, because nobody's going to keep a clean sheet. So anyone who has really expensive defenders in their team is a complete idiot. And oh wait, never mind. So, but so Saliba, I mean, they let in 3 goals against Luton, and yeah, so it is what it is. 1 pointer, but Trent 12 points. Assist, clean sheet, 3 bonus, absolutely brilliant. And now he's gone up to 8 million. And I'm actually thinking about soon I might take him out. Now that other people have woken up and thought maybe I'd actually quite like to have him in my team. I'm not sure how many of those are the good, serious players. I don't know. Some of them obviously are, but I've had him for a while. He's been a bit disappointing so far. In the last few weeks, he's really been worth that price tag, because he scored last week and he's got an assist this week, 12-pointer. Hoping Trippier can maybe do something similar. Don't know. Guahi, yeah, they lost that game, Crystal Palace, and 1-pointer, so a bit disappointing. Martinelli, he's kind of in my team by default. He's not really sure I really want him, but I can't really take him out when he plays for Arsenal, and or it feels like a bit of a luxury transfer to take him out. Or having said that, I might take him out this week. There's a chance I do that, small chance. But he scored, no bonus, came off after about 63, 64 minutes though. So does that mean, is Arteta saving him for the next game? Probably not, because, well, I don't know what that means, because they were still trying to win the game at that point. It was 3-3, I think, by then. Or so Yeah, he's in the team. He's scored finally and done something for me. That's good. Salah, obviously the best captain this week because he got 3 points rather than Haaland who got two, just because he got a clean sheet. So Salah, you know, and now I'll say this now, nobody believed me, but the other one that I was half considering was Jesus, but I'm fed up of picking these crazy players for captain, and he and it just backfiring. So I was too timid and scared this week to go for it. So I didn't do a Jesus captain, which was a shame because that would have been that'd have been amazing. But I'm trying to be a little bit more sensible with the captains, and maybe because I've got that much differential in the team anyway. Um, so yeah, and the other one who I've gotten the vice captain would have been Son, but really I didn't really consider going anywhere other than Salah, and he got 3 points, which is more than Haaland. So I don't know why anyone has Haaland in their team. It's just a big disappointment, really. So and I'll talk about whether or not I'm going to bring him back soon. Son, who plays West Ham away, and yeah, so he is. I'm going to be hoping for some goals. I think a lot of people have maybe got Son. Gibbs White has been a disappointment since bringing him in. He was benched. There were loads of players benched this week. Gibbs White was a little bit of a surprising one. Darwin less so. Darwin was perhaps expected. Simicast was benched. A few other players benched. Yeah, I think was Palmer. Palmer was benched, wasn't he? Was that right? I think he was. But he scored anyway. So um, yeah. So Gibbs White 1 point. Bit disappointing. That might have been a mistake. And Forest not playing well. They've lost their last 4 games. Got absolutely battered by Fulham 5-0. So he could be a transfer out. Jesus already talked about fantastic. And Darwin, although it's 3 points, he came off the bench, an assist. So that's better than nothing. I'll take that all day long. And Ferguson was the other one that was benched, which I thought he might be, which was why I put him first on my bench. Cash was benched and didn't even play at all. So I'm not sure if Cash. So Cash is probably a priority to get out of the team, but I don't know whether I'm going to do anything with him at the moment because. Well, I'll talk about that in a sec. So this is going forward. This is what the team is like, and we'll have a look at my provisional team for game week 16 now. So the deadline's on Saturday, and so this is where I'm kind of quickly getting this video done. And this is a team, a lot of away fixtures again. So let's see. So we've got Areola against Fulham away, Saliba, Villa away, Trent, Crystal Palace away, Trippier, Tottenham away, Martinelli at Villa away, Salah, Crystal Palace away, Son, a rare home fixture, Newcastle at home, Gibbs White, Wolves away, Ferguson, Burnley at home. So that if he starts that looks like a great fixture, and he didn't start this game, so that obviously means he's going to start the next game. Maybe. I hope so. And Jesus, Villa away, Darwin, Crystal Palace away. Now, Darwin was rested for the last game, so again, hopefully he starts Crystal Palace away. On the bench, we've got Dubravka, Cash, Guahi, and Chukwuemeka, who's still injured. I might get rid of him this week. So I need a new flavour of ice cream. Any suggestions? So I may swap him this week because I'll talk about that in a sec. But anyway, so the teams this week looks okay, and but I'm a couple of decisions to make. So goalkeeper wise, I'm not sure whether to play Dubravka or Areola. I mean, on paper, Fulham away, does that look a better fixture? Maybe it does. I mean, they've just beaten Forest 5-0. And Spurs are very attacking. But it's a home fixture. No, it's not a home fixture. It's an away fixture. So the Newcastle. So I don't know whether I just picked the best what is probably the better of the two defences, which you would probably argue is Newcastle, although they've still got a lot of injuries and everything. So how much better are they? Not sure. They still, I still think they're probably the better team, but they've got harder fixture. So on paper, I think I might play Dubravka. But I think it's kind of a bit of a toss-up between the two, and I don't really think either are going to keep a clean sheet. So I think but I think I may go Dubravka, even though I've got Areola at the moment in there provisionally. Some of these other there's that Spurs fixture. Trippier is. I think I'm still going to play him because compared to the other defenders I've got, I mean, Guahi has Liverpool at home. So I don't see a clean sheet there. Cash, Arsenal at home. And Cash didn't even play the last game. So I don't see a clean sheet there. So at the moment, maybe that means Cash will just start and play the next game. I don't know. It seems like they've kind of changed system a little bit. So I'm not sure whether he will or he won't. But at the moment, he's on the bench. And yeah, I'm thinking at the moment it's probably going to be a boring Salah captain. Now, the plan before was to try and bring Haaland back at this point because Haaland and Manchester City play Luton away. And it's not that I think Luton are now a good fixture, that they're a really hard fixture at home, but they are certainly better. They seem to be better at home than away. And they've made it difficult. I mean, they let in 4 goals against Arsenal, so I don't think there's any worries there. I think Haaland is probably a really good captaincy. If I had him, I'd probably captain him. But they could frustrate Manchester City because they've played well against the good teams. They drew with Liverpool. It was 4-3 against Arsenal. So I'm not expecting that to happen, by the way. I just think, but I think that's the main fixture I'd want him back for. I only have one free transfer. I have 2.7 in the million in the bank, so I've kind of locked myself into not really doing it this week unless I take a hit by doing that early Dubravka move. But because I did it early on, I thought this is what I want him. I only paid 3.9 million, which means that I've saved 0.1 million. So I've got an extra 0.1 million, and that means I've got the exact money to do Chukwuemeka to Sterling. Which makes it difficult because that's what I was kind of thinking. I want to bring Sterling in and some Chelsea players in maybe for game week 16, 17, maybe 18. But now I'm not sure because who would I bench in that case? Maybe I bench Gibbs White because Forest's not playing particularly well. Gibbs White was benched though, and then he came off the bench and only got 1 point. So it could be that I do that and then bench Gibbs White. I could also, I kind of, it's a bit disappointing because I bought Gibbs White in to be a big differential and be a bit of an exciting pick, and he didn't start the last game. And the fixtures are getting harder and harder. I mean, they play Wolves away, so not necessarily that hard a fixture, but they're going to, what I mean is they start to get harder and harder. After that, they had a reasonable run of fixtures, and they lost to Burnley, I think, didn't they? Is that right? Or no, sorry, I'm getting confused. Lost to Forest. What am I talking about? Getting really confused now. Fulham. That's it. And then the previous week, I think they lost. So they've lost the last 4 games. They lost to Everton before that. They lost to Brighton. Okay, that's probably a bit of a harder fixture. And then they also lost to West Ham away. And then in game week 11, they did manage to beat Villa at home. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think... Yeah, I'm not sure on that, what I'm going to do. The other thing is that I mean, Sterling. I've always thought that Sterling's a better pick than Palmer, but Palmer still seems to be on penalties. Chelsea get a penalty every other game, so they must be due one next week. And he scored as well against Man United anyway, even though I think he came off the bench, didn't he? So I mean, it was a bit of a scruffy, scuffed shot. Um, and maybe Onana should have done better. He's right in the corner, so maybe not. So yeah. So at the moment, then I think the captaincy has to be on probably Salah. I mean, if I knew that Ferguson was starting, I'd quite like him for captain. Um, but I don't know that he is. So at the moment, Ferguson's there. If I mean, if there's some doubt that he doesn't start, then I could play Chukwuemeka. I could play Sterling instead of him, assuming I bring him in. What else could I do instead? I could do Chukwuemeka to Palmer or Gordon. Don't like that fixture as much this week, but Gordon is. But next week he's got some reasonable. I think he's got a good fixture next week. Who are they playing next week? Whoops, gone too far. So Fulham at home next week, and Gordon seems to be very good at home. So could do that. I could maybe do a different forward. I don't know, like Watkins in for someone. But yeah, so this is what I'm thinking so far. Not really sure, but Chukwuemeka almost went down in price last night, and if he goes down in price, I mean that's what it says. It's like on 96 minus 96 odd percent, something like that. And he has been long term injured, so I think it makes it harder for them to go down in price. But if he does go down in price, that prices me out of the Sterling move, and it just seems like a good idea to do that move because it gives me more cover across the bench. Loads of games coming thick and fast. We've already had loads of benchings, that some of them perhaps a bit surprising, and some players will get benched through this period because there's just so many games coming. So I think that might be my move. And oh yeah, so the Haaland thing. Haaland may not come back until game week 19 now. I think that's what's going to happen. I could the other thing I could do is I could roll this week, and it gives me a bit more options next week, and I could do maybe two Chelsea players in, or maybe a Gordon and another Chelsea player, something like that. And then at that point, I might be looking to get rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold because the fixtures turn a bit. There are a few odd, scattered, decent fixtures, like as Burnley in the middle of there somewhere. But I think it may be worth getting rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold for a Chelsea player, say, or someone, maybe Spurs, I don't know, someone like that, and then trying to get him back in 24. But then that means keeping enough money to be able to do that, because in 24 Liverpool got some great fixtures. But by that point, I might want Salah back, because my main route to Haaland is going to be Salah out. That'll probably be game week 19 or game week 20, and it's looking more. I mean, game week 19, Haaland has a good fixture, but I think Salah has a slightly better fixture. In game week 20, I think Haaland plays Sheffield United, so I think that would be Salah out to Haaland. Then will be and swap for another midfielder of, I don't know, a Bowen or somebody would be maybe the move. And if I do that, then then Salah the next week goes to AFCON, and if he, I mean, and so it's whether I want Salah back after that. Last time he went to AFCON, he was really jaded afterwards, and wasn't quite the same, up to the same speed. Didn't really seem to be the same FPL player, or same score as many goals and things as he had earlier on in the season. I'm not saying that will necessarily happen, but it could happen if they get to the final, and if he plays a lot of matches across that period. That could maybe happen. But if it doesn't, he looks fantastic to own across that period there as well. But you probably want Haaland too. So I'm going to be probably looking for some differentials. Load of switching. It looks like which transfers I make across this period could be really key, because I feel like I need three more than I've got, or that I'd like to make a few more additional moves, maybe. So I'm probably going to have to just prioritize what I think are the very key moves, and if that means, kind of swallowing my pride and getting rid of a Gibbs White or something, or maybe like downgrading Martinelli or something else, then so be it. That might be what I do. And you can't own everybody across all these games. You can't even play everyone, even if you did own them all. So, yeah, that's what it is so far. Looking forward to a game week 16, and hopefully maintaining this green arrow for some good results like later on tonight. Hopefully Newcastle keep a clean sheet at least, and maybe Son scores a hat-trick, and then it'll be a fantastic week for me. But I think that's unlikely given my track record. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.